warm welcome to all members of the Cabinet, other members of the Council, members of the public and officers in attendance at today's rather special Cabinet meeting of the 26th of September 2025. Welcome to members of the public and press who may be watching the meeting live on YouTube. I am Councillor Jill Cleary, Leader of the Council and Chairman of the Cabinet. I would like now to hand over to Democratic Services to read the housekeeping note.
Thank you. Please note that this meeting is being broadcast live on the Council's website and on YouTube. It will remain available for a minimum of 12 months. I would remind those in attendance to use your microphones when speaking, but do please switch them off once you have finished. Please also switch any mobile devices to a silent setting for the duration of the meeting. If the fire alarms ring, please can everyone leave the room immediately and use the nearest fire exit, but do not use the lift. Please go to the fire assembly point located at the bottom of the car park by the garages. Thank you.
Please would members introduce themselves during the meeting if not already introduced by name. Apologies, we have none. Leaders' announcements. I don't really have any, but I really do feel that I need to thank Democratic Services who have turned round all the paperwork overnight. So much hard work has gone on in the background. Well done and thank you. Item 1, declarations of interest. Do Cabinet members have any declarations of any pecuniary or any other interests in respect of the business of this meeting?
Looks like none.
None? Matt?
Can I just clarify, as I mentioned last night, that all members of the Cabinet have been granted a dispensation on the item on your agenda this morning. That's having regard to the allowance you receive as members of New Forest District Council and the potential impact on that allowance through local government reorganisation. So that dispensation allows you all to speak and vote this morning.
Thank you. Item 2, public participation. I can't see anybody. Thank you. Right, item 3, local government reorganisation, final proposal. Before I hand over to officers, I wanted to reflect on last night's council debate. Whilst acknowledging that this council did not seek devolution or local government reorganisation, it was recognised that we have worked collectively across parties to understand and take forward what we all feel is the very best for our forest residents. Keeping the forest whole has been our task, and I want to thank all the leaders for their united support in this. To have unanimous support for this council's position and to be able to say with one voice, we want to see the forest's future in local government reorganisation is a strong statement. The report today outlines the case for change and our proposal option 1. You can see the scale of consideration and assessment of options that has gone into development of the business case and the Appendix 2 that contains the detailed work on option 1. The report also includes the outcomes of a range of engagement with residents, communities, business, town and parish councils. All have spoken with one voice. They want to keep the forest rural and whole. It is clear they don't want to join a city-based council. Indeed, our residents have told us that life orientates into the forest using the local businesses and facilities within the district, our communities. Council last night supported the submission of option 1. I believe that this is the right option for this council and the strongest option when assessed against the government's criteria. It creates 4 new unitary councils and, crucially, for the New Forest and the Mid-Hampshire, it gives a voice in the new strategic authority to the county's rural and market towns and their communities. It keeps the forest whole. It avoids boundary changes that would split our communities. It delivers financial sustainability with a payback period of just 3 years and an annual savings of 63 million. It's backed by robust financial modelling and a clear implementation plan. It is also the option that best supports public service reform. It enables place-based working, neighbourhood empowerment and local decision making. It's the option that allows us to design services around our communities, not force our communities to fit around services. Option 1 is the only option that truly reflects how people live and identify with their place. It is the only option that protects our rural character, our local voice, and our ability to lead for our communities. I am not going to repeat all that was said last night. Members last night spoke passionately and eloquently, recognising the significance of this upcoming government decision on the future of the forest. I will now turn to my cabinet colleagues for their contribution in one moment, but I will just pass over to our officer, Matt Wisdom, if you would just like to talk us through the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, firstly, members, the leaders referred to the supplement with the council debate summary and a unanimous resolution, so for you to have regard to that this morning in your final decision making. The report itself and the appendices really give a summary of the work and dialogue over the last year since the publication of the white paper, to the work undertaken to develop that interim plan with your partners across Hampshire, to the government's feedback on that interim plan, and then finally to this final proposal stage. The appendix with the case for change itself contains all of the robust analysis that's taken place collectively with those councils, the work that the leader and chief executive have undertaken regularly across partners over many months. And the report then goes on to summarise how the case for change meets the government criteria in each instance. What the council must also be clear on, in addition to the case for change, is its actual proposal for local government reorganisation, and the report goes on to detail why option 1 has emerged as the one that's being recommended, from the balanced representation on the mayoral strategic authority to the integrity and integration of the national parks and protected landscapes, the place-based service design that the leaders mentioned, and the town and parish model across the proposed unitary from a community governance perspective. The other appendices are more specific to the New Forest, so a summary of the engagement undertaken is included, alongside all of the full reports that accompany the engagement undertaken, and really strong evidence you have in support of that engagement and the outcomes that are contained within that. And then finally, Appendix 6 speaks specifically around the boundary change model and the risks that are connected with that, and the recommendation to continue the dialogue with government as local government reorganisation progresses to ensure that the awareness of those risks and the community identity that we've heard through the engagement continues to be made very clear. So looping back to the recommendations, Leader, to approve option 1 as the submission to government for local government reorganisation as part of that collective overall case for change. The authority for the Chief Executive to agree any minor amendments in consultation with you, Leader, and that really reflects that the final decisions taken by all of the councils across Hampshire have only been taken over the last few days, so to make sure that final submission is very clear on the final position. And then the other recommendations to endorse the council's engagement work undertaken to get you to this point in making a decision, and then that endorsement of the Keep the Forest Whole document and ongoing dialogue with government around that boundary change option. So happy to take any questions, but hopefully a helpful summary.
Thank you. Do Cabinet have any comments they wish to add? Councillor Jeremy Heron.
Thank you, Chairman. They say in local politics, and they warned me when I started this, that you cannot please all the people all the time, but with a little bit of effort you can upset everybody. This is a central government idea that is being pushed upon everyone. I have not yet met a single person who thinks this local government reorganisation is a jolly good idea and will increase the democratic accountability within the area. Not a one. And some of the people I've talked to have even been Labour supporters, but they can't find a good word to say it. That said, we have worked tirelessly, and my compliments to both officers and the senior management team and the senior politicians who have worked so hard to try to get the best result they can for the people of the New Forest. Option 1 is the only option that could possibly deliver some sort of feeling of ourselves and what we are in the New Forest. And that is again demonstrated by the fact that there was a unanimous decision last night to promote that option and put that forward to the government. It truly is the best of the bad bunch, but it is vital that the central government at least listen to us on this point. I would love them to put the whole lot in a bin. I don't think they will, but it is vital if we are to survive as a community that they listen to what has been said down here and support us with our option 1. Thank you.
Councillor Steve Davis.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. I would like to reciprocate the comments made about the work the officers did turning this around overnight, but also the amount of work and effort and grit shown over the past year and a bit since this has been forced upon us. LGR was not wanted by anyone I've spoken to, but however, as Councillor Heron said, it is the best option we've got to keep our community together. What impressed me last night was the fact that all councillors agreed. It was unanimous, and I've never seen that before, to be honest with you. So that's quite in itself remarkable. But also, with my limited LGR experience working on committee, I've seen how we have 12 district and borough councils in Hampshire that have all worked together to achieve this. You know, there's unanimity there across that as well. I just sincerely hope that whoever sits with their crayons in the MHCLG shortly will actually recognise the fact that we have spoken together and we are unanimous in support for option 1.
Councillor Blunden.
Yes, thank you, Jill. Thank you, Leader, and also thank you to the officers for the immense hard work which has gone into this over many months. Nobody wanted this type of local government reorganisation. It is ill-conceived and I believe badly planned. But we are where we are. I think referring to option 1, the residents have spoken. Businesses have spoken. Our communities have spoken. NFDC elected members have spoken with one united voice. I just hope government will listen.
Thank you. Councillor Derek Tipp.
Yes, thank you. No, I agree with what's been said. I think that, it's quite clear that the people in this district all speak with one voice. We want option 1 because we're reunited with people who live in a similar area to us, who understand what it is to be in a rural district. And so I think that it's our decision. It's the best decision we can take. I completely agree that it would be nice if we could go back to before this was announced and just carry on as we are, but we can't. We've got to live in the real world, so I'm definitely plumping for option 1. Thank you.
Councillor Dan Paul.
I spoke extensively last night, so I haven't a lot more to add other than to say, and it's already been mentioned, that last night's vote truly was remarkable. And it really does highlight that strength of conviction that we are one New Forest.
Thank you. So, can I take Cabinet to the recommendations? Matt has already read out what they all are. They are on pages 3 to 4. Cabinet, are you agreed?
Agreed.
Wonderful, thank you. I think all that remains on this item is for me to say thank you. Thank you to my fellow leaders who have worked together, particularly Councillor Phil North in Test Valley and Councillor Paul Harvey from Basingstoke, whose councils join us in supporting option 1. Thank you to members for reaching out to your communities and on this and standing together supporting our proposal. Thank you to our partners and businesses who share our concerns for the future. Thank you to the many towns and parishes who have expressed their support. And most importantly, thank you to our residents who have got involved and given their views on the future they want to see for the forest. The next stage will be a government consultation on proposals for Hampshire, and for those here today and those watching, we need to all continue to build on this strong consensus and do our utmost to ensure the forest's voice is heard by government as they consider this most important decision. So, with that, a huge thank you to all you attending today. I now declare the meeting closed.